wave the hand, wave the hand, wave the hand from the Caribbean. Wave the hand, wave the hand, wave the hand from the one number one. From ready for the competition. You not take intimidation. Woman and man, we have no hand. This is how we play the.
Talking cricket now on the Sportsmax Zone. Jamaica Tallawahs will meet Barbados Royals in Friday's championship game in the Hero CPL at Providence in Guyana. In Wednesday's eliminator, the Tallawahs beat the Amazon Warriors by 37 runs. They not only beat them, they flogged them properly thanks to a century from player of the match, Shamar Brooks. The Tallawahs posted 226 for 4 of their 20 overs before restricting the Warriors to 189 for 8. And we have those highlights.
The board courtesy of that Shamar Brooks innings in the most part, along with Rodman Powell and early wickets before Guyana Lewis. Chip one straight back to Shepherd, and then he had another one not long after. There was a couple of boundaries in between. Crucial moment. He was on 5 at the time, Shamar Brooks, and was put down by Romanullah Gurbaz. There was a streaky boundary over point. And Brandon King was dismissed. Caught by Odin Smith at mid-off. At this stage, a nice little partnership between Rodman Powell and Shamar Brooks.
So Romanullah Gurbaz owes his team 104 runs. Rodman Powell, very powerful. Anything that's pitched up usually disappears. Had a couple of freebies, some no balls from Odin Smith. Eventually, in a very eventful over, Odin Smith got him. Had to be reviewed. Showed that there was a little bit of a spike, and he had to be on his bike. Rodman Powell. Shamar Brooks just continued playing cricketing shots, as he said, making love to the ball, caressing the shot. Was the judge LBW plumb in front of him, Tahir, one that slid on, pacey delivery, but in came Imad Wasim, and in combination with Shamar Brooks, it was a breathtaking innings. Really wonderful to see high-octane batting from these two. Sixes galore. 103 in the last 5 overs. That partnership, 103 of just 44 deliveries. And just the icing on the cake to finish off things. A couple of sixes from Imad Wasim as well.
Yeah, we thought that Imad Wasim's innings was brilliant. 41 from just 15 balls. But in that partnership, Brooks got 57 of 15 balls. So he outscored Imad quite considerably by 16 runs in that 15 balls. Brilliant 100, thoroughly deserved, wonderful placement, timing, and just an incredible finish to his first innings. Knockout and counter, put runs on the board, try and defend them. Well, they've put plenty on, have the Tallawahs. To the tune of 226 for 4. They've silenced this crowd completely. Can the Guyana Amazon Warriors make them rise, make them find their voice again? Because that there is going to be incredibly tough to do.
In terms of the chase, well, they got off to quite a nice little start here with Gurbaz going straight. Great zones from hitting straight. Sterling couldn't. He was brought into the side for Chandapal Hemraj. Didn't last too long. He was up to Hope and Romanullah. Oh, Nixon Gordon. Got there. Should have done better. Some wonderful striking early on inside the power, and then Green thought he was the Queen Hornet. Quite hold on to it, but there's some good timing. Fish, they both look really good at one stage.
Yeah, Romanullah Gurbaz has been very, very good in the short period he's been here, but Fabian Allen took a straightforward catch. Shea Hope continued to pepper the boundary. He's found a little bit more of his range until he bottom edged Chris Green into his stumps. Kimo Paul came in playing as a batsman purely tonight and played his best innings in T20 cricket, certainly his highest score. And then Shakib couldn't repeat some of the heroics of a couple of matches ago.
Yeah, that asking rate really did start to climb. When you lose 4 wickets, 480, really are trouble. And prize scalp, Hetmyer just losing his head there, I think. Yeah, Mario Shepherd. It's a big, big moment in the match. Kimo Paul came in and struck it rather beautifully. Gone. Got to 50. Couldn't hang in. A little bit of Dean Smith, but what a good catch from Raymond Reefer, thumb and all. It was a very, very smart catch in the deep.
Let's hear now from the man of the match, the 33-year-old Shamar Brooks, a former West Indies under-19 captain.
We're in the final. That's one hurdle we want to cross. But having said that, I mean, it's been a wonderful year for me overall in terms of this format of cricket and ODI cricket and playing for West Indies. So I'm just taking it stride by stride and looking forward to the final on Friday night. Yeah, I'm very happy with the team's performance. Knowing the score that we put on the board today, we know that they had to come at us, and I think the guys stuck very well to the plan. The senior players like him mad, and it was unfortunate that Amir pulled a little groin injury and he wasn't able to finish, but the other guys raised their hand and stuck to the task, and we came out on top.
Yeah, real classy innings there from Shamar Brooks last night. Was in tremendous form. And as the commentators kept saying, George, a totally unexpected innings. We've seen him play well before, but I don't think anyone could have predicted the kind of innings he played last night and how valuable it was for the Tallawahs in getting the victory.
Well, it goes back to what we were saying leading up to the game, that the teams are, well, we said it from very early in the tournament, about how nicely balanced the teams were, with a lot of potentially big impact players in them. We saw the Royals in a crucial match for them, needing a big innings. Rakeem Cornwall stepped up with a 91 when he had a mixed season. Some games when he wasn't in the team, and then some games when he would give you a 30 and then get out. Never threatened to do anything significant, but that 91 came when the Royals needed. They had that in the locker. And then Shamar Brooks, if you were to wager on which of the Tallawahs batsmen would have given you big runs in that game against the Amazon Warriors in front of their home crowd, not many people would have said Shamar Brooks is going to be that man, and he came up with a magnificent 104. The strike rate was astonishing, 200 plus. So yeah, this is what this game is all about. It's the perfect format of cricket for this all action crash bang wallop kind of thing, and it is so poised that on any given day someone will have a 3-wicket burst, 3 for 10 or 4 for 15, 4 for 12, 4 for 10. They're the match winner. You come up with a 60, a 50, a 100, and you are the match winner. Shamar Brooks' innings helped the Tallawahs to take this game away. And you spoke about Hetmeyer's body language, the Warriors captain. By the time the Tallawahs' innings ended, the Guyana team, to a man, looked already as if they were beaten.
Yes, they did. To be honest, it was an imposing, a monstrous total.
A big total.
Very, very threatening.
Yes.
So it is easy to understand that they felt as if the task was beyond them. But sport being sport, you have to put your shoulder to the wheel and go out there and have a crack at it, which at some point early in the innings, they looked as if they had the appetite to try to chase the runs. But quickly, Shamar Brooks spoke of the injury to Mohamed Amir. He had a bit of a groin strain, had to come off. How impactful has he been for the Tallawahs? And if he doesn't play in the final against Royals on Friday, is that a big setback for them?
Second answer to the second question, yes. The first question needs a little bit of reasoning applied to it, because here's the thing. Oh, by the way, I think he'll play. I think he'll get an injection. I don't know if it's cortisone or whatever substance it is. I'm not a medical doctor, but I think he'll get something to enable him to go through. Yeah. The thing is this, you realize we just spoke about the impact of impact players, the contribution of impact players.
Yes.
What Amir has been is not that he's been an impact player. He's been consistent. He's been always giving something game after game.
Dependable.
And that's the point. So yes. Rakeem Cornwall came up with the 91 when his other contributions would not have been significant before. Yes. Shamar Brooks giving you bits and pieces here, but gives you a massive innings. You can put your pot on the fire that Amir will give you meat to cook, if meat is your thing, or vegetables, if vegetables are your thing. He's always contributing in a significant way. And with him out, if he's out, the Tallawahs will be severely weakened. Not weakened enough, severely weakened, but I suspect he'll play.
Yeah. I want to say quickly, George, that looking at the game in a pure analytical sense, I think Barbados would have to be considered favourites. The Barbados Royals would have to be considered favourites. But our production team had a bit of a poll today, including some Twitter and general social media opinions. And the Tallawahs are favourites on that platform. Well, how is that?
I'll tell you what. I suspect, and this is the problem with polls, I suspect that the majority of the respondents are Jamaicans responding to the poll. So there is that nationality bias. Even though the Jamaica Tallawahs are not a Jamaican team, but it carries the name Jamaica, so people attach to it. So that's what I think.
It was an open poll though, so I'm not sure if it was heavily Jamaican. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Well, the thing is based on how the algorithm works. Tweets that generate from weird sportsmen, so tweets that originate from our accounts, you'll find that a lot of the people on social media are, if you look at where they're from, that's where the tweets originate from. So that's why I said that. Okay. So you'd find that behind the numbers. What I would say though, regardless of what the tweets say, you are correct. The Royals are not just they're not slight favorites to me. I think they're big favorites. They've been so good this competition. They've won 7 of their 9 games. One of the games that the 2 games that they lost were not of any consequence.
That's right.
Yeah? And they look the stronger team. They've beaten the Tallawahs twice. Yeah. And I think it is going to take a smart performance to deny them, especially if the Tallawahs don't have a mirror.
I suspect, though, that a lot of people who are picking the Tallawahs to win, George, would have arrived at the position triggered by what they saw last night. Because, you know, we tend to be a knee-jerk reaction kind of people. And if you sat and watched the game last night, you couldn't help but feel enthused by what you saw from the Tallawahs, and with a final coming up just within 24 hours of last night, I think it's easy for some people to think that the Tallawahs will win. Based on what we saw last night.
Did our producer say rap? Because I was going to add that, yes, you are very, very correct. There's no doubt around that. What is also true is that what may have influenced the votes for the Tallawahs, and this is why people who do respected polls are at pains to say that the polls are scientific, because it has to be scientific to negate against certain biases to skew the numbers.
That's right.
A lot of the votes the Tallawahs would have gotten as well, if not from Jamaican fans, would be from fans of teams that aren't in the final. So the TKR fans don't want the Royals to win, or the Amazon Warriors fans who say, well, the Tallawahs beat me, might as well they go on to win, so I can always say, well, I was beaten by the team that won the competition. So a lot of these variables can bleed into what the poll numbers show.
Yeah, I agree with that. So don't forget that the final will be 7 o'clock local time in Guyana, 6 o'clock in Jamaica. It will be live on Sportsmax on Friday evening. I gather that the Sportsmax zone is ending early, George, on Friday
half
evening
an hour early,
to allow the proper build-up to this championship final. And I can tell you, it's going to be a hot one. The Royals are the favourites without question, but the Tallawahs look to have some sting in their tail. And let's see what they're up to in this final. Back with more on the zone after this.
Them say them rough, we coming out rougher. So this year we have to be the winner, and the ladies 22-1. The vibes in the party stand. Road to the Caribbean. Put up your one, put up your one.